Good morning, students. In continuation of our chapter, that is lead modification and structure activity relationship, this is the second lecture. We are discussing about the strategies available for the modification of lead structure. The 5 strategies which were discussed in the first lecture. Now the remaining strategies were going to discuss in the today's lecture. Now up to 5 we completed. The 6th strategy for the lead modification is extension of structure. Now coming to the topic. If a lead compound contain or lead molecule contain less number of binding groups, that is functional group, less number of binding or less number of functional group than the number of binding sites available at the target, then it needs to addition of extra binding groups or extra functional groups in the lead structure appropriately to be interact with all binding sites available at the target, so that the binding interactions are improved, therefore the activity will be improved. That is, if a lead compound contain less number of binding groups than the binding sites available at the target, then the binding interactions are less, hence activity will be less, activity will be decreased or less. So this strategy involved addition of extra binding groups or extra functional groups in the lead compound structure, lead molecule structure, in such a way to be fulfill or to be interact with all binding sites available at the target, so that the binding interactions are improved as well as the activity of the molecule or lead is also improved. So extension of lead structure is nothing but a process of involving addition of extra binding groups in the lead compound. For example, say this is the target. This is the target with a binding site. Now this is the target. These are the binding sites available at the target. Binding site. Binding sites available at the target. Now a drug which has insufficient binding groups than the binding sites of the target. Now it is the lead compound. Now these are the binding groups. Binding groups. Now you count. Now at the target there are 5 binding sites. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 binding sites. But in our lead there are only 4 binding groups. It has insufficient binding group. A lead, if has a insufficient binding group, let us see what happens. This binding group interact with this binding site. Now the 4 binding groups interacted with the 4 binding sites, but one binding site is remain vacant. Vacant binding site. Vacant. A target has a vacant binding site due to lack of availability of a binding groups in the lead. That is, a lead has less number of binding groups, insufficient number of binding groups with respect to binding sites available at the target. Therefore, less interaction between the drug and the target, less activity. The drug is less tendency to interact with the target, hence the activity will be less. Is it clear? because not all binding sites of the targets were involved or interacted with the binding groups of the drug. Therefore, there is a remain vacant binding site. Now, if we extend the structure of the lead by introducing extra binding group, let us see what happens. This is binding group, binding site. Say binding sites remain same. Drug, a drug with now. Now this is extra binding group. Extra. We introduced one extra binding group in our lead, sufficient with respect to the binding sites available at the target. Say now you see what happens in between these two, the difference between these two. Now in the first case there is a vacant binding site, hence less interaction, less activity. Now in the second case, introduction of extra binding group or functional group in the lead structure. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 binding groups are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 binding sites are there at the target. So that in between these two, in the second strategy, where extra binding interactions are existed because of extra binding group, extra binding interactions are existed interaction, so that a drug is appropriately interact with the target. Therefore, as all the binding sites are involved, are satisfied with all binding groups present in the lead compound, therefore the specific interactions are improved, as well as the activity is increased activity. So this is the strategy called as extending the structure of the lead. How we extended the structure of the lead, introducing extra functional group or extra binding groups sufficient with respect to the number of binding sites available at the target, so that we facilitated the extending the structure of the lead facilitates to be interact with all binding sites of the target with its all binding groups available, so that the interaction, so drug is strongly interacted with the target, hence the activity will be more. Now we have a specific example of an antihypertensive drug. This is CO. Now this is COO, carboxylic acid group, NH group. One lead, we have one lead compound. This is CH3 group, CH3 group, C double bond O group, nitrogen, a proline, COO minus. Is it clear? Now in this say this is the target. Now this is the target structure. Now it has a binding sites like this. Binding site. Now these are the some binding sites available at the target. Now you can see the carboxylic acid, that is COO minus, get interacted with this binding site through an ionic interaction. A C double bond O group interacted with this binding site, and COO minus again interacted with this binding site. Is it clear? Now this ring, the proline ring, involved in van der Waal interactions, because this is hydrophobic region, this is hydrophobic group. In between hydrophobic region and hydrophobic group, there is a van der Waal interactions. Is it clear? Now you can observe one binding site, two binding site, three binding site, and this binding region, that is a hydrophobic binding region, are involved in the interaction with the drug molecule or lead molecule. Now this binding, you see, this is the hydrophobic region. This is the hydrophobic region which is remain vacant. Now all binding sites are involved in the interaction with the binding groups of the drug, but there is a remain. Now the target has one hydrophobic region which is remain vacant. Therefore the drug is less strongly interacted with the target, hence its activity or action will be less. Are you following? This is one of the antihypertensive agent which has a binding site like carboxylic acid and C double bond amide group, amide carbonyl group, where these three are interacted with the binding sites available at the target. Now this group involved in the hydrophobic interaction, that is van der Waal interactions. Now there is one more hydrophobic region available in the target, but the drug has no hydrophobic group to be interacted with the vacant hydrophobic region of the target. Therefore the drug is, this structure is less strongly interacted with the target. Therefore specific interactions are less and hence the activity will also less. Now if we introduce one hydrophobic, now this needs to be introduction of one hydrophobic group in its structure, so that the vacant hydrophobic region of the target to be interacted with the extra hydrophobic group which we are going to introduce in the lead structure. Now CH2 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 and one benzene ring. Now we extended the structure by introducing CH2 CH2 a benzene ring which is hydrophobic in nature, so that this involved in van der Waal interactions. Now what is the difference in the previous diagram and the second diagram? The previous diagram, there is no this group, this phenyl ring, introduction of phenyl ring in the structure of first structure, extended the structure will be extended, so that in such a way this new binding site, extra binding group, is involved to be interact with a vacant hydrophobic region. So extra van der Waal interactions are existed, so that this will properly interacted with the target, so its activity will be increased. This is antihypertensive agent. Antihypertensive agent when compared with the first structure, means without the phenyl ring, its hypertensive activity will be less, whereas the second structure with a phenyl group, whose activity is more towards the antihypertensive action. Now, what is the difference? Because introduction of phenyl ring facilitate the extra binding interaction, that is extra van der Waal interactions, therefore strongly interacted and activity will be improved. So this is about the extension of structure. Is it clear? Now the next strategy is the ring expansion or ring constriction. That means extending the ring size. Expansion means increasing the size of the ring, or ring constriction means decreasing the size of the ring. Seventh one, ring expansion, or constriction. This is another strategy for the modification of lead structure. Ring expansion involved extending the ring size by 1 unit, that is increasing the ring size. Ring constriction involved decreasing the size of the ring. So it is one of the strategy for lead modification. If a lead compound contain a cyclic moiety, whether it may be carbocyclic, or whether it may be heterocyclic, or whether it may be aromatic, or it may be aliphatic. If a lead compound contain a cyclic moiety, depending upon the size of binding region available, depending upon the size of binding site available at the target, the lead compound needs sometime extension of the existing ring size, or sometimes it needs to decreasing the existing ring size. That means if a lead has a cyclic structure with a smaller sized, but the binding region of the target is larger in size, it needs to expansion of ring size. Are you following? If a lead has a cyclic structure with a larger in size, but the size of the binding region available at the target, if it is smaller, then the lead needs to decreasing the size of the existed ring appropriately with respect to the size of the binding region available at the target. So sometimes a lead compound with a cyclic structure needs its expansion of ring size, sometimes needs its constriction of ring size. For example, now, for example, this is R1, this is R2. Now it's a target. This is the target. This is the target. This is the drug structure, lead structure. So this is the target. You can see the central ring size. The central ring size is 6-membered, which is smaller, whereas the binding region of the target, this is binding region, is larger. Binding region of the target is larger. Ring size of the lead compound is smaller, so that a smaller sized ring of the lead may not appropriately interact with a larger sized binding region. a hydrophobic interaction, that is van der Waal interactions, however interacted, but the interactions are not appropriate because the size is not proper. The ring size of the lead is small, the binding region of the target is larger. So this requires improvement or expansion of ring size appropriately with the size of the binding region available. Say, if we extend the 6-membered ring size into 7-membered size. Say for example, R1, R2, benzene ring here, benzene ring here. Now what is the difference between the previous structure and the second structure? In the previous structure, the central ring size is 6-membered. In the second structure, the central ring size will be 7-membered. Now it's a target. Now this is the target. You can see the size of the ring. This is 7-membered, larger in size. Hydrophobic, the binding region is also larger. You can see the size of the ring of the lead and the size of the binding region available at the target are appropriate. This ring size is appropriate with the size of the binding region available at the target, so that it is properly interacted. So the drug is properly interacted with the target, so that the interactions improved, activity improved. Is it clear? So depending upon the size of the binding region available at the target, the lead may needs sometimes expansion of ring size from 6-membered to 7-membered, or vice versa, if the binding region of the target is smaller. Say for example, in the same case, now you can see in the other one, the ring size is larger, it is 7-membered, but the binding region is smaller. Then it is not properly interacted, hence activity will be less. If we now this needs to constriction of ring size to be bring to the size of the binding region available at the target. If we reduce the ring size 7-membered to 6-membered, it is properly interacted. As the ring size is smaller, binding region is also smaller, so appropriately interacted, hence activity will be increased. So this is about expansion of ring size or constriction of ring size. Now for example, you take a specific example. We have a specific example, a pH group, a COO minus group, NH, nitrogen. Now this is the structure of one hypertensive drug, a COO minus. It is a lead compound of hypertensive agent. Now it is a bicyclic system with a 6-membered and 6-membered ring. Now its anti-hypertensive activity is less. This is C double bond O here. Now its anti-hypertensive activity is less. However, it is anti-hypertensive, but its activity will be less. where it consisting of two 6-membered rings. It is a bicyclic system. Less anti-hypertensive. Now it has less activity towards the hypertension, towards anti-hypertensive activity. Now it needs, now why less anti-hypertensive activity? That is, this structure may not be properly interacted with its target. Therefore, it may needs the expansion of ring size from 6-membered to like 7-membered. Now, if the ring size is expanded to 7-membered, from 6-membered to 7-membered, you see, when we improve the first ring size from 6-membered to 7-membered, its anti-hypertensive activity increased more. When this ring size is 6-membered, its anti-hypertensive activity will be less. When we increase its size to 7-membered, dramatically the anti-hypertensive activity improved. Now it is cilajaprelate. This is the drug called as cilajaprelate. It is an anti-hypertensive agent. It acts by binding angiotensin converting enzyme during the reduction of hypertension. Is it clear? Now what is the difference between first structure and second? Remaining all parts are same, but the only ring size. When we keep 6-membered ring here, its anti-hypertensive activity will be less. When we expand the ring size to 7-membered ring, its anti-hypertensive activity will be more, because this structure may properly interacted with the target, all binding sites of the target. Therefore, the specific interactions are increased as well as the activity will also increase. So this is about ring expansion or ring constriction. Is it clear? Now coming to the other strategy. Now coming to the other strategy, ring variation and variation of position of heteroatoms. Ring variation, ring expansion is different from ring variation. Eighth strategy, ring variation and variation in position of heteroatoms. So this is another strategy for modification of lead structure. Ring variation or variation in the position of heteroatoms facilitated the improvement in the activity. That is, if a lead compound contain a ring moiety or cyclic structure, a lead compound contain a ring structure or a ring moiety, to improve its activity, it facilitated to be changed the existed ring from the lead structure with the new ring structure. The existed ring structure may be changed to the new ring structure. Say for example, if a lead has a carbocyclic ring with lesser activity, the activity may be improved by changing its carbocyclic ring with an heterocyclic ring. Replacement of carbocyclic ring with an heterocyclic ring, vice versa. Or If a lead has heterocyclic ring with lesser activity, the activity may be improved by exchanging its heterocyclic ring with carbocyclic ring. Are you following? So the activity may be improved by changing the structure involving replacement of existing carbocyclic or heterocyclic ring with a new carbocyclic or new heterocyclic ring, as well as the activity may be improved by changing the heteroatoms in the heterocyclic ring. If a lead has heterocyclic ring with less number of heteroatom, its activity may be improved by increasing the number of heteroatoms in the ring, in the heterocyclic ring, or sometimes the activity may be improved by changing the position of heteroatoms present in the heterocyclic ring of the lead. So there are three strategies. Number one, we have a lead structure with a cyclic in nature. Its activity, if has a less activity, its activity may be improved by the replacement of existing carbocyclic or heterocyclic ring with a new carbocyclic or heterocyclic ring. Exchange between carbocyclic ring to heterocyclic ring of the lead to carbocyclic ring. This is number one. Number two, the activity may be improved by changing the position of heteroatom present in the heterocyclic ring of the lead. Positions of heteroatom may be changed. This is second one. The third one, a lead with heterocyclic ring where the number of heteroatoms if less, the activity will if less, then we can improve the number of heteroatom in the existed heterocyclic ring of the lead compound. So this is the strategy used to develop some anti-inflammatory drugs. So anti-inflammatory drugs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. The non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs consisting of one central ring substituted with two aryl groups. A central ring substituted with two aryl groups. For example, this is nitrogen, a central ring. This is NH group, CH3. Fluorine here, fluorine. This is S double bond O, S double bond O, NH2 group, CH3 group. Are you following? Now this is sulfonamide group. Now this is the central ring. A central ring attached by two aryl substituent. One 4-fluorophenyl ring. The other one is sulfonamide group. Now at 1,2 position. This is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Most of the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs consisting of a central ring substituted at its 1,2 position by aryl substituents. Now these two are aryl substituents. This is the central ring. A non-steroidal anti-inflammatory agent. Is it clear? Now we can prepare many anti-inflammatory, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug by changing the central ring. If we change the central ring in the structure without disturbance of these two groups, these two aryl groups, change of only central ring. Is it clear? Now improve its activity, the central ring. Now whatever this is the central ring, without disturbance of these two groups, we can change the central ring. Say central ring may be benzene. Central ring may be benzene. Here PHSO2CH3 group, here 4-fluorophenyl group. Remaining part is same. Only you change the central ring. Now a central ring is a pyrazole. Two nitrogens are there. Dihydropyrazole. The 5-membered ring is changed. A heterocyclic ring is changed to carbocyclic ring. Is it clear? So there is a variation in the ring. Heterocyclic ring is replaced with carbocyclic ring. Is it clear? To get a new drug molecule with improved activity, or the central ring may be changed with cyclopentene. Now you see the ring size is the same, but heterocyclic central ring is replaced with a carbocyclic central ring. Is it clear? Now we can replace the central ring by benzene, or we can replace the central ring by cyclopentene. These two are carbocyclic. Heterocyclic is replaced with carbocyclic. Now this is one strategy. Now, or we can change one heterocyclic ring with the other heterocyclic ring. For example, now say this is replacement of benzene. Replacement with benzene, we got this structure. Now replacement of cyclopentene, we got this structure, anti-inflammatory structure. Now we can replace the central ring by what is the difference between the first and second and third? Now in the first structure, the pyrazole is replaced by thiazole. Is it clear? Thiophene, dihydrothiophene system. So pyrazole moiety is replaced with thiophene system. So we will get many number of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory agents with better or improved activity. So all these structures are a good anti-inflammatory. They obtained by the variation in the ring, central ring variation, with either carbocyclic or with other existing heterocyclic ring. Replacement of existing heterocyclic with carbocyclic ring. Now you take another example. For example, CH2, a specific example, CH2, OH here, 3, chlorophoropheny. This is chlorine, this is fluorine, chlorophenol. Now this ring, this is one lead structure. This ring is imidazole. This is imidazole ring. Is it clear? It has less activity. A lead compound, if consisting of imidazole ring, has less activity. Is it clear? If we change the imidazole ring with a tetrazole, imidazole ring with a tetrazole, I am going to introduce one nitrogen here, one nitrogen here. It becomes tetrazole. In the same structure, if we keep imidazole only 2 nitrogens, its activity will be less. When we introduce extra heteroatoms, additional heteroatoms, that is tetrazole. Imidazole is changed to tetrazole. 4 nitrogens are there. Its activity is more active. So we can improve the activity of a lead compound by varying the existing cyclic structure with the new cyclic structure, or we can also improve the lead compound activity or lead structure activity by changing the position. In the previous case, we have changed the pyrazole system with a thiophene, or we can improve its activity by variation in the number of heteroatoms existed. Say two heteroatoms, two nitrogen is varied or changed with 4 nitrogen, so that its activity is improved. This is one of the strategy for improvement of activity. Now coming to the next strategy. Ninth one. The ninth strategy for lead modification is the ring fusion. Ring fusion. So this is another strategy for lead modification. This involved fusion of existed ring in the lead by the other. Fusion of existed ring by the other. It may be other, may be carbocyclic or heterocyclic. So if a lead compound has a ring structure, its activity or selectivity may be improved by fusing the existed ring with the other carbocyclic or heterocyclic ring. So this strategy is helpful to improve either activity of the lead structure or either selectivity of the lead towards its specific target. So ring fusion helped us to improve the selectivity of the drugs towards its target. We know there are many kinds of different targets existed in the biological system. If a drug has less selective to the desired target, it may be interacted with the other target also, so that leads to side effect. We have learned in the first chapter regarding anti-ulcer agents. If the selectivity of the drug is less towards the specific target, it may interact with the more than one non-desired targets also, so that leads to a side effect. Therefore, a strategy is required to be improve the selectivity of the drug, to be interact only with the desired target, not with the non-desired target. Interaction of non-desired target always leads to side effect. So a ring fusion is a strategy to improve the selectivity. For example, you take adrenaline. We discussed in the first chapter under anti-ulcer drug development. Is it clear? Now adrenaline, you take adrenaline. Two OH groups. This is OH, NH, CH3. Adrenaline. Say it is a neurotransmitter. Say it is a lead. Now it has less selectivity. It may be interacted with alpha adrenoreceptor. It also interacted with beta adrenoreceptor. Alpha adrenoreceptor and beta adrenoreceptor. Now its selectivity will be improved. Now interaction with alpha adrenoreceptor and beta adrenoreceptor. When this interact with alpha adrenoreceptor, leads to cardiovascular disorders. Now to improve its selectivity, if we change or if we fuse its benzene ring by the other ring, OH, NH, isopropyl. you can see what happens. What is the difference between these two? Now in the first case, where the benzene, only one benzene ring, so replacement of one benzene ring with the naphthalene ring, that is a benzene ring is fused with other benzene ring to get this one. This is pronitolol. This is pronitolol, used as anti-asthenic agent. Now you can see, so fusion of the ring, a existed benzene ring with other benzene ring, we will get a naphthalene based drug, which is a pronitolol. Its selectivity improved. It will interact only with beta adrenoreceptor. Interact with only beta adrenoreceptor, not with alpha adrenoreceptor. It never interacted with alpha adrenoreceptor. Is it clear? Now you can see what is the difference. In the first structure, that is the adrenaline, it has no selectivity. It may be interacted with alpha adrenoreceptor as well as beta adrenoreceptor. When we fuse its ring with the another ring, another benzene ring, to get naphthalene based one, which is pronitolol, whose selectivity improved towards a beta adrenoreceptor. So it interacted only with beta adrenoreceptor. So this is the strategy of the ring fusion to improve the selectivity. So activity may be improved as well as the selectivity of the drugs towards the targets may be improved when we fuse the existed rings in the lead structure by the other either carbocyclic or a heterocyclic rings. Is it clear? So this is another strategy. Now coming to the other strategy, simplification of lead. Now simplification of lead. Now this already we studied in the first structure. In the case of morphine, simplification of, by the process of structure pruning technique, we simplified. So simplification of lead, it is another strategy to simplify the lead structure obtained from the natural sources. As we know, any lead which is obtained from the natural sources has a complex in nature. Due to its complex in nature, when it interacted with the target, its extra portions are interfering in the specific interaction with the target. Therefore, the interactions decreases, activity will also decreases. So that it is essential, after identifying its active pharmacophore by the structure activity relationship, what is the essential part to be present in the lead structure. After identifying or after studying its structure activity relationship, it is essential to cut out the additional portions which are interfering during the interaction of drug with the target, so that the structure will be simplified and it specifically or it strongly interacted with the target. When the structure is simplified, when we cut out additional portions, it's the drug structure or lead structure becomes simple or simplified. In a simplified structure, it properly interacted with the target, so that the binding interactions increases as well as the activity will also increases. So it is possible, simplification or cutting the additional portions of the lead from its complex nature is possible after the study of its structure activity relationship. The study of structure activity relationship indicated what is the essential part to be present in the drug structure. Once it is identified, the essential part to be present in the drug structure is identified. This was identified by structure activity relationship study. Once it is identified, it gives the idea or information what to be removed, what part to be removed from the drug structure to simplify in order to improve the binding interaction and in order to improve its activity. So this is the strategy. In a simple way, this strategy involved first identification of active part of the drug by the process of structure activity relationship study. After that, removal of additional portions from the complex structure to simplify the lead structure or to simplify the drug structure so that the drug may be interacted strongly with its target and hence activity is improved. Now we have learned about morphine simplification. Now we have one more example, gilpin. Gilpin is a naturally occurring lead compound. It has a complex structure. It consisting of 4 rings in its structure. Because of the more number of rings in its structure, it less strongly interacted with the target, hence its activity is less. Gilpin. One ring, 2 OH groups here. This is the second ring, NCH3, NCH3. A third ring here, backside. Fourth ring here. This is double bond, CH3, CH3. C double bond C, CH3, CH3, a substituent. This is Gilpin structure. Gilpin structure. Now, after identification of its structure activity relationship study, the active part of the drug is a benzene ring, with a substituent. Now, this part is active part of the drug. Presence of only this part is responsible for its whole activity. Now, this ring and this ring, the 3 rings are additional parts. This is a substituent. Now, 1, 2, 3 rings are not essential, are additional parts, and a substituent is also additional parts. So we are going to simplify removal of this substituent to get OH, NCH3. This structure 2 without C double bond C 2 methyl group. Is it clear? Now, removal of the second ring. Further simplification, OH, NCH3. We will get this structure with 3 rings. 4 rings are reduced. First, 4 rings and with a substituent. 1, 2, 3 and a substituents. 3 rings and the substituents are not essential parts. First, removal of substituent, we will get second structure. Removal of 1 ring, we will get the third structure. Is it clear? Now, removal of this ring, the second ring, say this is A ring, B ring, C ring. Removal of first B ring, we will get third structure. Removal of A ring. Now we will get the fourth structure where A ring is removed in a simple way. A, B, C rings and the substituents. When a substituent is removed, we will get second structure with only 3 rings. Okay, 3 not essential rings. First, removal of B ring from the gilpin. We will get the third structure, only 1, 2, 3 rings. Now removal of A ring, we will get this structure, fourth structure with only 2 rings. Now removal of C ring, OH, OH, NCH3 hydrogen. Now we will get fifth structure. This is the process of simplification. How it is simplified? It is simplified by removing additional portions. After identification of its active part by the process of structure activity relationship study that indicated presence of benzene ring with a substituent like CH2, CH2, NCH3 is essential part. The ring A, ring B, ring C are not essential, and substituent, alkene substituent is also not essential. Removal of alkene substituent to get compound 2 with somewhat improved activity. Removal of ring B, we will get compound 3, structure 3 with further improved activity. Removal of ring A, we will get structure 4. There are only 2 rings, one benzene, one N-methylpiperidine ring with further improved activity. Removal of C ring, we will get a benzene with CH2, CH2, NCH3 group, a structure 5 with further improved activity. So you can see from the first structure to the last structure, first structure is a complex one. Keeping essential part, we removed all the portion, additional parts of the drug, leads to a simple drug where it consisting of only benzene ring, 2 OH substituents and CH2, CH2, NCH3, NHCH3 substituent. Now we are kept only the essential part in the drug structure. We will get a simple drug where it can be properly interacted with the target than the first one. First one is a complex one. The last structure is a simple structure, keeping active part in the drug. It is properly interacted with the target so that its specific interactions are increased as well as its activity get also increased. So this is the process of strategy involved in the simplification. We learned in the first chapter about the structure pruning technique for the morphine. Is it clear? We will get liverphenol etc. drug in the case of morphine with better analgesic activity. The same case for the gilpin. So simplification technique involved removal of extra portions or additional parts of the complex lead structure to get the simple drug molecule with a better activity. So this is about a 10th strategy for the lead structure modification. So with this I conclude my lecture. You have one more strategy, that is rigidification of lead. We will discuss in the next class. So rigidification of lead, as well as you have to study discovery of some oxaminoquine drug and some structure activity relationship studies. So with this, I think you are watching carefully my video to learn this chapter. Thank you very much.